Unfortunately, Neo is busy today, so Neo won't be there, so we won't have the trifecta of Latin American Ducks. Only the duo, the dynamic duo, the Zerg duo, if you will. And if everything goes well, we would have an Eric versus Ryu finals. That's the best case scenario. For us, I should say, for us. But here we go, spawning in the top right hand corner of this fresh new series on SabeRLight. We have the Peruvian Terran player. He is purple, representing Unidos por el Vicio. It is Tavo. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner of SabeRLight, we have the other Peruvian player, but this one is Protoss, and he's on a brand new team, Genesis Gaming. It is SabeRLighT. Oh boy. I want to apologize as well in the intro. I did have Tavo on Storm Gaming, and because he was on Storm for a very long time, he was on Storm Gaming. But apparently he did leave the team and he joined a Latin American team instead. Boy. So that will be updated for the rest of the tournament. The correct logos will be in place. And we will see how this goes. Of course, Tavo, he is one of the stronger Terran players in our region. Still in the shadow of Chaos Fate, I would say. Still in the shadow of Juanito and Terran. But still a very strong player, and he's been getting good. He's been getting very good, practicing a lot. And this new team is helping him with that. That's one of the problems of being a part of a larger team. Even though Tavo was on Storm Gaming, he wasn't part of the main roster of Storm Gaming. And he didn't have as many opportunities on it either. Like when it comes to team leagues, he didn't really have an opportunity to be fielded because Storm has like powerhouse players like Special, Juanito, Nina as well. Like Storm has like Gumiho, like they have very strong players on their team. So because of that, there's some pros and cons to it, right? Like it's a high profile team that can give you a lot of support, but at the same time you don't have an opportunity to shine because there are so many other gems on that team. So Tavo, he did end up leaving and he joined Team Unidos por el Vicio, and you could argue that Tavo's the ace player on this team. And they are very active when it comes to online team leagues as well. So Tavo, he has a very big opportunity to just like prove himself there and get his time in the spotlight. Meanwhile, SabeRLighT has been an amateur player for a long time. I remember back when he was Diamond, now he's Masters, and now he's pretty good when it comes to being Masters. You know, he's a Masters, around Masters 2 at the moment, working on Masters 1, and joining Genesis Gaming. That's pretty hype. That's pretty big for him. He's also been playing for them in amateur events. Amateur team leagues. So we'll see how all this will come to a head. When it comes to the openers, we did have as a couple of the adepts are going to get picked off, but we did have a Stargate opener from SabeRLighT. We'll see if he's just going to make a couple of oracles or if he's going to go full on into those phoenixes. Meanwhile, Tavo opening up very nicely here. 1-1-1, plenty of marines, plenty of bio, and behind this he's going to be working on a Widowmine drop. I would imagine a Widowmine drop as he's working on the Widowmines. First one's gonna come out, and yo, he is set up to burrow in his mineral line. I was just checking. Tavo did not scout the Stargate opening, but of course he can deduce what's happening. He can play it safe. The Oracle is on the way, and that Widowmine is there. And one is burrowed, the other is not. There it is. Made. Oh god, the Oracle. Oh god, Jesus, it was so close. Okay, he just barely manages to stay out of range. Tavo wants to bait him in. Oh my god. Okay. And in the end, SabeRLighT, he doesn't take the bait. That was so close. But he does back off. The Widowmine shots do not go off. And that Tavo is going for the drop. And that Oracle didn't deal a lot of damage. Only 2 SCV kills. Now, he did see the laser pointer of the Widowmine, that's why he was able to avoid it, because he saw that it was targeting him, and because he also saw the production, he knows the Widowmine drop is coming. The Phoenixes, they're ready at the natural, not in the main, but the natural is where they need to be because the Widowmine drop is... No, Phoenixes, please, come back. We needed you here. Oh, he's headed towards the main. Oh my god. His brain is too big. He was anticipating the drop, but in the wrong place. And the drop will dive in. There is an army here, but we'll see how good the reaction time is. No reaction. The boys are not being pulled. Oh my god, 10 probes go down. And this drop shouldn't escape. Because there are Phoenixes, thankfully the Phoenixes will be able to share. Oh my god, never mind, the Marines show up. And the medevac survives. The medevac survives on 2 HP. And here comes the follow-up push. We do have a shield battery here. We do have overcharge at the same time. A Liberator dives into the main base, wreaking havoc. Overcharge is being popped. Is this going to be enough for SabeRLighT to hold? A nice force field. And with that Tavo, he's gonna have a hard time getting up this ramp. God, that tank was so exposed. Oh my god, the balls. Trying to save the tank with a medevac that's on 2 HP. Jesus Christ. Oh, that could have been the end. I feel like a lesser player would have died then and there. But thankfully, SabeRLighT, he reacted to the Liberators well. He didn't lose too many additional workers, only 5. I say only 5, that's a lot, but it wasn't game ending. And he was able to hold his ramp. So again, very nice crisis management there by SabeRLighT. He's able to hold on for now. He does have these Phoenixes out on the map. We'll see if he can find something here. Ideally, you slip in, you get a couple of workers here and there. Something that's surprising to me is, yo, where's Stim? We have a lot of buy. We have +1 on the way. I think, there we go. Stim finally has begun for Tavo. Meanwhile, Phoenixes, oh, God, they're trying to find a way in. And they will be able to get a couple of Marines. Okay, 2 Marines do go down. No workers yet, though. But he's keeping Tavo busy as SabeRLighT is looking to expand and take another base. Not just that, but I do love how he has been able to transition into his Colossus production. This madman already has 2 Colossus done and has a 3rd on the way. So there's a reason for this, right? He did cut a lot of corners to get these Colossus out. As you can see, he doesn't have a lot of gateways. Finally, the gateways are on the way. And what I mean by that is he doesn't have a lot to protect the Colossus. If Tavo moved out, I think he would have straight up won. Like, there's not enough to protect these Colossus to really utilize them effectively. But because the Phoenixes were keeping Tavo busy and buying SabeRLighT time, he was able to be greedy, get these Colossus, and then delay his production and eventually get into all those, you know, the buffer, right? The charge lots, the gateway units. So SabeRLighT took a risk and so far it is paying off. He's still behind because of the early game. Like, the biggest problem for SabeRLighT is the worker count. Tavo, he just hasn't stopped making SCVs. He's got 64 and he's not stopping. It's crazy. Meanwhile, SabeRLighT is struggling to produce probes. Because this 3rd base is a little bit late. He doesn't have that 3 probe production. He was also stopping probe production earlier as well to tech up. So his economy is really hurting. His army is still really good though. Like, he can take a good fight, especially with this disruptor that's coming out. Here comes the army. It does get tagged. SabeRLighT, he has to get in position. Ooh, we do have a couple of stasis traps, but it is scanned. Oh my god, oh my god. Okay, the tanks, they siege up. Ooh, they're gonna get some shots off. Nice volley on those Colossus. But in come the disruptors. Oh no! No! The disruptor goes down! No! SabeRLighT, please! Like, with the disruptor, like, a defense is possible. But Tavo doesn't like his chances. Instead, he goes for a drop. The drop is going to get a lot of damage. Oh my god, he takes out every single Phoenix. He's going to be able to take out the mineral line. Ay, ay, ay. Tavo didn't need to go for the push. All he needs, 1 medevac and a group full of Marines. Oh my god, the disruptor. No, the 2nd disruptor goes down. SabeRLighT has lost 2 disruptors without getting a single shot off. Oh my god. This will get cleaned up, but yeah, I don't blame SabeRLighT. SabeRLighT, he doesn't have a lot of vision. If we look at his vision, he sees nothing out here. For all he knew, if he moved to defend his main with his army, then the main army of Tavo would come into the third and he would lose a third base, right? So he was very opposed to defending his main, right? He was struggling to split up his army, and because of that, just what happened in the main base was disgusting. it was far too much damage. Now SabeRLighT is all in at this point. SabeRLighT is oh my god, as we have a massive drop here into the third base. Oh no, the one of my trusts is gonna go off. If he wasn't all in before, he has to be all in now. Look at that worker count. Tavo has double the work. Oh my god, and the wind might just keep going off. Where's the detection? For Nada, this observer, it was far too late. And now SabeRLighT has to just send it across the map. I wouldn't be opposed to pulling some boys either, because why the hell not? But what is there to wait for him? We have ghosts, we have EMPs. Look at the amount of Vikings. Like, these Colossus are gonna do nothing. And it's like, oh, it's okay because we have 3 disruptors. No, 2 of them died earlier. 1 shot goes off. Ooh, he gets 2 ghosts. Very nice disruptor shot. Finally, 1 goes off. But there should have been more than 1 here, right? There should have been 3 disruptors. And pushing into siege tanks and widow mines, it's no one wants to do that. No Protoss or Gore Terran. And because he can't do that, Tavo, he's expanding, he's taking another base, working on more upgrades, enhanced shockwaves just finished up for the ghosts. SabeRLighT sees all of this with his observer. I think what he's really waiting for is a moment where the army unsieges, but we have another drop. The drop is getting out of hand. Shield batteries are good, but Marines and men with gun is even better. There we go. Overcharge is being used. And in comes the army. Oh god, the MPs blanket everything. There's 1 disruptor shot left, but every single Colossus, the entire army is just falling apart. Oh my god. There was an insane disruptor shot in the middle of that. But unfortunately, 1 disruptor shot is not good enough. GG gets called. And Tavo takes the game. Huh. GG. SabeRLighT did have a good one. He did have a good run this morning. But yeah, having a bit of a harder time here against the big boys. But hopefully we can tighten things up here in game number 2. Game 2 will have game heart, so you know we will be able to keep an eye on the workers lost. Do not worry. Not of the observer. Oh god. Aye. Alright, here we go. We're getting into the next game. Meanwhile, ooh, the bracket is finally starting to progress. As we just set some things up here. No big upsets. Again, honestly, round 1 wasn't too exciting. When it comes to this bracket, it's round 2 where things start to pop off. Zion's is going up against Master. Eric is going up against Soza. Ryu is going up against Sorocarlo. A lot of big names here today. You may be wondering, hey, there are some names that are missing. There are some regulars in Sentimiento Latino. And yes, I would like to exclamation mark Funada Jim Rising. And Jim Rising is streaming right now. And I believe he's streaming from a beach. He's on vacation. He's taking a break from StarCraft. You know, he's in Cancun. He's having some chelas with some ladies on the beach, working on his tan. So yeah, Jim, he's got to go outside sometime. So unfortunately, that means he will not be a part of this tournament. But, you know, that means that these other players have a little bit more of a chance to shine. I say that as if Jim was, like, gonna win. Jim, he's typically a semi-finalist or a finalist or a champion of this event. One of the best Zergs in the region, but he's not here. But who is here is this Terran player, the Peruvian Terran. Representing Team Unidos por el Vicio, it is Tavo. Oh my god. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner of 2000 atmospheres, we have the Peruvian Protoss player. Representing Team Genesis Gaming, it is SabeRLighT. So the names that are missing, the regulars I should say that are missing are Jim Rising, who we just mentioned. The other one is Parker Mike. I hope Parker Mike is okay. I know that he recently joined a new team, but it is a shame that he is not here today. Protoss representation is something that isn't here at the moment. Whether it's Parker Mike, the other one is Shakti. I haven't seen Shakti in a while, I'll be honest. Yo, Shakti, where you at? The two best Protoss players in Latin America. They've been a little bit MIA recently. Hopefully they've just been practicing because DreamHack is at the end of the month. DreamHack Winter, that is. They do have a little bit of time to prepare for it. Meanwhile, Probe does get taken out. Oh my god, no, he's gonna scout! My hands are off the keyboard. Tavo scouts the proxy. The gateway is not done. The pylon is going down. We do have a second Reaper on the way. We do have the delayed CC on the high ground instead of the low ground, so it is safe and secure. God, this is worst case scenario. Okay, the Zealot shows up, and the Zealot is gonna be able to buy some time, but eventually it will be focused down, and this pylon is already low. It already doesn't have any shields. And I don't see this. This is a lost investment here. SabeRLighT turns around, he comes back with his Adept, and he is forced to focus on something else. Not just an expansion, but behind this expansion, he's going for a Robo. Very interesting decision. So with this Robo, he could go for a Warp Prism and be aggressive with gateway units. Or he could go for an earlier Immortal, after set Observer, of course. But yeah, there it is. He's going for Immortals. Again, very committed, very aggressive opener from SabeRLighT. But he doesn't have a lot to work with right now. And now we have 3 Reapers and 2 Hellions. There's no shield batteries. There's only 1 gateway producing at home. Like, if Tavo wanted to, he could probably force the issue here. Oh god, the Reapers, they're in the main base. They're gonna force the Adepts to respond. At the same time, the Hellions dive into the natural. And now probes are gonna go down in both at both ends. The Immortal does come out, and the Immortal will be able to push away these Reapers, but 5 probes have already gone down. At least SabeRLighT is able to push him away. He is able to survive, but now he's down in workers. There is that War Prism that we were talking about as well. And SabeRLighT, he's just going to be going across the map. We'll see what he can accomplish with this. Again, he's only going to be able to have 2 gateways to work with. He does have a 3rd gateway on the way, so with 3 gateway production, you can achieve a lot, to be honest. Oh boy. Tavo is just a totally different level. He is. I mean, again, Tavo is one of the best Terrans in the region, mate. Jim's at the beach. Looks like fun. Yeah, yep. He's having fun at the beach. Oh god. But again, as a reminder, Jim, his income comes from streaming. Like, streaming is his full-time job, so he streams whatever he can. He has even had sleeping streams before. So if you wanna spy on Jin while he's asleep. It's there on his Twitch channel. Meanwhile, in comes Immortal. Yo, the tank is gonna go down. This time the repairs are not good enough. We do have a sentry here to try and force field the ramp. If he wanted to, could he go for it? Oh my god, he doesn't have enough energy. Oh, the sentry will go down. The tank survives the repairs. Oh my god, but doesn't matter because now SabeRLighT, he's in the main base. He has the Immortal. He has the capacity to reinforce this army. The boys are being pulled. In come the tanks. Oh my god, we didn't have a warp in. And in the end, Tavo will be able to defend. He will be able to push us away. I'm a little bit shocked that we didn't. Oh, okay. I was like, where were the warp ins? It looks like they were at home. There was a Liberator harassing across the map, so unfortunately SabeRLighT couldn't warp in offensively. He had to warp in defensively. Ay. And now he has to come back home. Honestly, like, he was getting work done. He was getting tanks, he was getting add-ons, he was taking control of the ramp, but because he couldn't reinforce, the wind was taken out of SabeRLighT's sails, and he has to be careful. He has to be very careful here. He's coming in now with a follow-up disruptor, but there's a Raven. Like, a Raven can disable this and keep the disruptor here across the map and focus it down. In the end, we do have one disruptor going off, and there it is. We have a recall to escape, to come back home. And SabeRLighT this time keeps his disruptor alive. Shout out to Reaper in the chat. Reaper, the American Zerg player. Not a lot of Protoss, a very rare statement. Yeah, like, Protoss is, I mean, there's nothing but Protoss in Europe and in North America, but in South America, specifically Latin America, we do have some Protoss, but not as much as we used to. Darkness and Dastan, the two top Chileans, they aren't active anymore, unfortunately. So because they aren't active, the pool of Protoss players is a lot smaller, right? Pakamike and Shakti, they are like the two prominent ones, but they're not here today. So it's all about the Zergs and the Terrans. And speaking of Terrans, the Liberator does show up. Oh, 5, 6, 7? 7 working. Oh my god, 8! It just doesn't stop. The Banshee comes in. It doesn't have Cloak, but again, it's going to deal a lot of damage. This was not a fast warp in. This was a slow one. And 9 probes go down, and the Banshee isn't done. He wants more. Unfortunately, because we didn't have a Stargate opener, like, we don't have Phoenixes to clean this up. Instead, SabeRLighT has to rely on Stalkers. And he's having a really hard time keeping up with this harassment. Meanwhile, Tavo, he's got his third on the way, working on some upgrades. The tank count is getting even higher. He only lost 1 earlier. Oof. I wouldn't be surprised if Tavo, he's just really waiting for +1 armor, and then he's just gonna send it across the map. The problem with SabeRLighT's army right now is that, again, because there's a Raven out there to disable, this one Colossus isn't going to do much. There's a lot of potential with these disruptors, I will say that, but they got a lot of work to do. We'll see if he can pull it off. As SabeRLighT is getting his third up and running, he's going to be able to replenish his workers. Even though he lost all those probes earlier, he's already caught up. SabeRLighT is actually ahead in the probe count, which definitely says something here. But he's very far behind in the army count, and that's what I mean. Like, if Tavo decides to pull the trigger, which it looks like he has +1, is going to finish up by the time he gets across the map. This is just such a large army. It does get spotted. SabeRLighT knows. He needs to respond. How many tanks is this? 6 tanks? 6 tanks! That's insane! In comes Tavo, in comes the disruption. Oh my god! The splits were kind of there, but they are not good enough. That was the first disruptor. We have a second. Oh my god, anti-armor missile covers the entire army in that Dorito dust. We got one more shot though. The tanks, they siege. Disruptor, where are you? The first one goes down. The second one is in the warp prism. Oh my god, the tanks go crazy and the entire army falls apart. In comes that disruptor that we were talking about, and it does go off. 2 disruptor shots decimate the ground army, the bio army I should say, but not the tank count. The tanks, they're putting in a lot of work. Ay. And we'll see if SabeRLighT can do anything to stop this. Like, he still has his Colossus, he still has the disruptor. Thankfully, anti-armor has worn out now. Really what he needs are charge lots. Unfortunately, he doesn't have charge and he doesn't have any zealots. He just has stalkers and a handful of robo units. In come the reinforcements for Tavo. That is all he was waiting for. Another Dorito cannon goes off. And the disruptor shot was wasted. Now there are no more shots left, no more purification novas. And SabeRLighT's doing whatever he can to hold on, but if he gets too close, he's just gonna lose his army. Like, there are just too many tanks. Oh god. Another disruptor. Oh my god. Another disruptor goes off, but this time Tavo, he is on point. He does pick up his army. We have an aggressive Blink forward. Blink did just finish up for SabeRLighT, but Blink is not what he needed as the army is stimming on forward. GG gets called. And Tavo takes the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations. Oh, hold on, I should do this. Congratulations, Tavo, as he does 2-0 SabeRLighT, and he moves on in the bracket.